Uh, Hello everyone, welcome to my video part 7, and this is where we ended. So we have these questions which we do attempt them mentally, and this we say mental calculations. Okay, that means we don't need a calculator in attempting all these questions, so we do them mentally. Okay, so without further ado, let us proceed. We have 7.2 divided by 0.15. So what we do, write that as a fraction, 7.2 over 0.15. So you have one decimal place in the numerator and you have two decimal places in the denominator. So we use the denominator to cancel out the decimal places. So we have two decimal places that suggest 100. So multiply by 100 in the denominator and also multiply 100 in the numerator. So how do we multiply that? Ignore the decimal point, write 72, 100, just write 2 zeros over here. Count how many decimal places are here. We have one decimal place here. We have one decimal place over here. Count one number from the right, and this becomes 720.0 over, we have 0.15. Just ignore the decimal point and write that 100 as 2 zeros next to each other. We have two decimal places over here. Count two numbers from the right hand side, and that will mean putting a decimal point over there. So you can cancel this 0 and this 0 and also cancel this 0, and that becomes 720 divided by 15. So now use long division method to do that. Okay, now how do we do this? You take 720 divide by 15. 7 divided by 15 is not possible. Just take this and become 72 divided by 15. That try 4, that will be 60. Try 5, that will be 75. So 4 is the better choice. Multiply that, that will be 60. Check the remainder will be 2. The remainder will be 12. Then drop this 0 over here. The number becomes 120 divided by 15. Okay, so 120 divided by 15, that will be by 6, that will be 90, by 7, by 8. Okay, then this will be, try 8. This will be 40. Oh, so the remainder is 0. So you see that? So this will be equal to 48. Let's check our answer using a calculator. See that? Let's use a calculator to check our answer. 7.2 divided by 0.15. See that? We got 48, so our answer is correct. So you can pause the video and copy the notes, but if you don't mind, let us erase all these, and yeah, let us proceed with the next question. We have 11.28 minus 2.843. So put a 0 over here for easy subtraction. 0 minus 3 is not possible, so take 1 from here. The remainder becomes 7. The number becomes 10. 10 minus 3 is 7. 7 minus 4 is 3. 2 minus 8 is not possible. Take 1 from here. Here remains 0. This number becomes 12. 12 minus 8, this is 4.0 minus 2, that is not possible. Take this one, so it becomes 10 minus 2, this is 8. So the answer will be, this will be equal to 8.437. I hope that helps. Then let us do this one here. 16. Let me erase all this. 16.8 multiplied by 7. Okay, you can ignore the decimal point for now and ignore the decimal point. This becomes 168 multiplied by 7. So this is 7 times 8 is 56. Add 5. 7 times 6 is 42. Add 5, 47. Carry 4. 7 times 1 is 7. Add 4, that is 11. So we have one decimal place over here. So count one number from the right, and that will be your answer. This will be equal to 117.6. So you see that, and you can check that using a calculator. Check your calculator, check if your calculation is correct. So we have 16.8 multiplied by 7. The answer is 117.6. So our answer is correct. Then you can move on to the next question. We have 23.546 minus 1.78. So to balance that, keep 0 over here. 6 minus 0 is 6. This is 4 minus 8 is not possible, so take 1 from 5. The remainder is 4. This becomes 14 minus 8 is 6. Take 1 from here. This now becomes 14 minus 7 is 7. 2 minus 1 is 1. Then drop 2. So the answer is 21.766. You can use a calculator to check that. 23.456 minus 1.78. What did the answer? 21.676. So there's a problem over there. Let me check. 14 minus 7, 6. Oh yeah, we made a mistake over here. Okay, let's repeat this calculation. As I did this calculation, this is 23.456 minus 1.78. See that? 0. Okay, 6 minus 0 is 6. Okay, 5 minus 8 is not possible, so take 1 from here. This remains 3. 15 minus 8, the answer is 7. Good. So 3 minus 7 is not possible. Take 1 from here. The remainder becomes 2. This number becomes 13. 13 minus 7, the answer is 6. See that? Then 2 minus 1, this is 1, drop 2. So the answer here is 21.676. Check out the calculator, 21.676. So now we are correct. Okay, let us move on. I can pause the video and try the next one. Okay, we have this question here, 28 times 36 divided by 18. Remember what we said? We said that if you have more than, or if you have two or more operations, then remember odd mass. Okay, so here I have a multiplication sign, at the same time I have a division sign. So how do I take care of this? What I do, I remember odd mass. Do I have brackets? No, we don't have brackets. Do we have division? Yes, we have division. So we have to divide before we multiply. So 36 divided by 18, 36 divided by 18, the answer is 2. multiply by 28. Then finally you can multiply 28 times 2. The answer is 56. So here the answer is 56. You can check that using a calculator. Do 28 multiplied by 56, then divide by 18. What is the answer? The answer is 56. So we are correct. Now let us move on to the next question. Okay, the next question is, let me try to make it look like, yes, right. The diagram shows the square and the cube of a number. I taught you all about the square of a number, and I taught you the cube of a number. Okay, now let us see. 2 cube, that means cube of 2. What does cube of 2 mean? That means 2 to the power of 3. And what is 2 to the power of 3 means? It means 2 times 2 times 2. And this is 8. So 2 cube, the answer is 8. 2 square, that means the square of 2. And what does square of 2 means? That means 2 to the power of 2. And this will mean 2 times 2. And this will mean 2 times 2. 2 square will mean 2 times 2, and this will mean 4. So 2 square is 4, so that is correct. Now the question is, complete this diagram. Complete this diagram. Let me check the diagram they're talking about. Oh, here we go. This is the diagram they're talking about. Okay, this is the diagram they're talking about. Let me zoom in. Yes. Complete this diagram. Okay. Here it says which number cube will be equal to 64. Which number to the power of 3 will give you 64. See that? All right. So now what we do, like as I said before, you treat the unknown by using a letter. So treat the unknown by using a letter. So let us say this unknown is, say, y. Okay, so y cube. Y cube means y to the power of 3. Y cube equals 64. What is the value of y? So what we do, we take 64 and do a factor tree for that, and find a number which, when multiplied by itself 3 times, will give you 64. Right. So in other words, if you are looking for a number, multiplied by itself 3 times will give you 64. In other words, find a cube root of 64, or just take 64 and do a factor tree for that. This will be equal to 2 times 32. This will be 2 times 16. This will be 2 times 8. This will be 2 times 4. And this will be 2 times 2. Okay? Now, you can see that we have this and we have that. See that? So since we are looking for which number multiplied by itself 3 times gives you 64, in other words, that number will be equal to a 4. Now, what does it mean? 2 times 2 times 2, pull out one number. 2 times 2 times 2, pull out one number. What is 2 times 2? 2 times 2 equals 4. Now, let us try to see the easy method to do this. The question is, which number to the power of 3 equals 64? Now treat that number as a letter, call it y. So y to the power of 3, y to the power of 3 will be equal to 64. This means which number times itself 3 times will give you 64. This implies to find this number, which when multiplied by itself 3 times gives you 64. In other words, to get that number, you need to find a cube root of 64. That which number times itself 3 times gives you 64. So that number is equal to 4. Because 4 times 4 times 4 gives you 64. So that number you put here will be equal to 4. So that means 4 cubed equals to 64. Now, how about 4 squared? 4 squared means 4 to the power of 2. And this means 4 times 4. And what is 4 times 4? That equals 16. So the answer here is 4 squared equals to 16. Another question is complete these calculations. Okay, let us analyze this. Complete these calculations. We have discussed that. What is 15 times 0.02? 15 times 0.02. What I said, concentrate on the whole number. This is 15. Concentrate on the whole number, that is 2. So what is 15 times 2? 15 times 2 is 30. Okay? Now, you have no decimal place over here, but you have 2 decimal places over here. So count 2 numbers from your right. Count 1, 2. So keep a decimal point over here. The answer is 0.30. Or you can cancel that 0 and the answer becomes 0.3. So here you write 0.3. You can use a calculator to check that. 15 times 0.02 equals 0.3. So our answer is correct. You can pause the video and take notes. But for now, let us proceed. We have 14.4 divided by a certain number over here equals to 1.2. The number you don't know, treat that number as a letter, call it x, for example, and the equation becomes 14.4 divided by x, that equals to 1.2. See that? So keep this over 1 and cross multiply. This will be x times 1.2, 1.2x, and this is 14.4 times 1. This will be 14.4. I'm looking for how much x is, so I have to divide by 1.2, divided by 1.2. This will cancel, so x equals to 14.4 divided by 1.2. Okay? Now, without using a calculator, how do we proceed from here? Let me take use of this space. 14.4, you have 14.4 divided by 1.2. Remember what we said? Take out these decimal places. So you have 1 decimal place in the numerator and 1 decimal place in the denominator. So the numerator and denominator have the same number of decimal places. And because we have 1 decimal place, so you multiply by 10 then in the numerator, and you multiply also by 10 in the denominator. And this becomes, ignore the decimal point, that becomes 14.4, and keep 0 over here. And then ignore the decimal point, and then that becomes 12, then put 0 here. You have 1 decimal place here, so count 1 number from the right. Put a decimal place over here. You have 1 decimal place over here. Count one number from the right hand side, and that becomes the decimal point becomes over here. So you can cut that. This becomes 144 over 12. Use long division method. 144 divided by 12. 1 divided by 12 is not possible. 14 divided by 12. This becomes 1. 12, subtract, what is the remainder? The remainder is 2. Drop this 4, that is 24 divided by 12. The answer is 2. So this becomes 24, the remainder is 0. So 144 divided by 12, the answer is 12. So here, the value of x over here is, we got 12. Okay, so let us use a calculator to check that. 14.4 divided by 12. Do we get 1.2? Yes, of course, the answer is 1.2. So our answer is correct. Okay, let's go to the next question. Let's go to the next question. Okay, let us delete all this. Okay, write 24. Write 28 is a product of its prime factors. Okay, this we discussed earlier in our video part, yes, it was part 1 or part 2. So write 28 is a product of its prime factors. So what you do, we use the so-called factor tree. And how does this factor tree look like? This is the way how it looks like. 28, put the number over there, and then start building the factor tree from 2. 28 divided by 2 is possible, so this is 14 divided by 2, this is 7. So you cannot further factorize from here because all these numbers over here are prime numbers. So 28 as a product of prime factors will be equal to 2 times 2 times 7, or you can write in the form of powers. This will be 2 power 2 multiplied by 7. I hope that helps. Then we go to next question. Write 210 as a product of its prime factors. You do the same thing. Do a factor tree for 210. This is 2. That will become 210 divided by 2. That will be 105. I think so. Let I check. 105 times 2. Yes, that is 210. Alright, now this will be divisible by 5, and the answer becomes 21. See that? 21 times 5 will give you 105, and this will be divisible by 3, and this is 7. Okay? Or if you want to arrange it nicely, you can start with a 2. 210 divided by 2, this we got 105. Try a 3. This number divisible by 3, let us see. This will be 3. That will be 9. This will be 5. This number divisible by 3, no. Try 4, no. Try 5. This will be 5 times 7. So you can see that all these numbers are prime factors. So that indicates that 210 as a product of its prime factors will be equal to, take this, take that, multiply them. So be 2 times 3, 2 times 3 times 5 times 7. This is your final answer. I hope that helps. So far we have gone 24 minutes. Okay, let us go to the next question. Good. Now find the highest common factor. Find the highest common factor of 28 and 310. Okay. So what we do, find the highest common factor of 28 and 310. The highest common factor suggests HCF. Okay. So we already discussed about how to find the HCF of two numbers, even more than two numbers. What we do, you make a factor tree of each number. This will be 2 times 14. And I guess I have these numbers over here. So let us take use of them. Don't have again to do a factor tree. So let us copy and paste. We have 28. We said that this equals to, let me check over here. We said 200. 28 is 2 times 2 times 7, and 210 is 2 times 3 times 5 times 7. So we can use that. But because that will take a lot of time, let us redo them again. Maybe some few students might have not understood. So 28 divided by 2, we said this is 14, divided by 2, this is 7. So 2 times 2 times 7. And then you do 210, same thing, 210 by 2, we said 105, by 3, we said 35, by 5, we said that will be 210 will be equal to 2 times 3 times 5 times 7. See that? Cool. Now, for HCF, is how it sounds. HCF stands for highest common factor. So we are looking for common factors over here. 2 and 2 is common. So record it over here. Times. Do we have any common factor? Yes, we have 7 and 7 is common. Times, do we have any other common? 2 is not common, 3 is not common, 5 is not common. So this is the end. So you do HCF will be equal to 2 times 7. This is 14. So your HCF of 28 and 210, your HCF is 14. Find the lowest common multiple of 28 and 210. Lowest common multiple suggests LCM of 28 and 210 is easy. Copy and paste these factors which we got over here. It is 2 times 2 times 2 times 7. How about here? We got 2. 1 minute. We got 2 times 3 times 5 times 7. Yeah, that's what we got. Now for LCM, we said first pick common factors. 2 and 2 is common. Pick them. 7 and 7 is common. Put them there. Now, because it is LCM, we also have to include those factors which are not common. So 2 is not common. Record it over here. 3 is not common. Record it over here. 5 is also not common. Record it over here. Now, the LCM will be the result after you have multiplied all this. See that? 2 times 7 is 14, times 2 is 28, 3 times 5 is 15. So 28 times 15. What do you get? You get 420. 420. Let me multiply again. 2 times 7, 2 times 7 times 2 times 3 times 5. The answer is 420. So that is the LCM. So far so good. Then we have this question here, 4.3 divided by 0.5. We have done plenty of these questions without using a calculator. You do 4.3 divided by 0.5, 1 decimal place over here and the 1 decimal place over here, so that suggests multiply by 10, the numerator multiply by 10, the denominator multiply by 10. This will be 430 over 050. 1 decimal place, cancel that, 1 decimal place, cancel that, and cancel that. This becomes 43 over 5. So you divide the 43 divided by 5. That will be 43 over 5. This comes 8. That is 40. Subtract there. 53. Put the decimal point at this. 30 divided by 5 is 6. 65 is 30, the remainder is 0. So here the answer is 8.6. You can even use a calculator to confirm your answer. 4.3 divided by 0.5. See that? 8.6. Okay, let us check this question over here. It is still division. Division, we have discussed a lot of questions. This is 5.4 divided by 0.03 for division. Treat this as a fraction. 5.4 divided by 0.03. Okay, where do we have more decimal places? We have one decimal place in the numerator. We have two decimal places in the denominator. So that suggests multiply by 100 and also multiply by 100 over here. Ignore the decimal point. This will be 5400 and this will be 00300. Okay. We have one decimal place in the numerator, so cancel that. We have two decimal places in the denominator, so cancel this, and this becomes 540 divided by 3. Okay, so what is 540 divided by 3? So that comes 1, 3 over here, this comes 24, 8 over here, 24, this 0, put it over here, and the remainder is 0. I hope that helps. So the answer over here is 180. But the answer, let us check using a calculator. 5.4 divided by 0.03. What did the answer? Got 108. So our answer is correct. Okay. I'm trying to move fast because we have discussed a lot about divisions in my previous videos. So if you think you have not understood, you can go back to my previous videos and take a good look over there. Okay, we have this question here. The question starts with a fact. The question starts with a fact which says that 28 times 67 equals to 1,876. Now use this fact. We have to use this information here to work out 28 times 68. Okay. How do we use this information to work out 28 times 68? So, 28 times 67, that equals 1876. Now, how about this 28 times 68? You can see that 28, they are the same over here. We have 28 here, we also have 28 here. Now, what is different is here. What is different is we have 67 here, but we have 68. And this is our question. That is our question. So how do we do that? Okay, so let us use this information given here. We know that 68 is the same as 67, which is the number we have here, then add 1. See that? That is what it means. That 68 equals to 67, add 1. Can we see that? Cool. So, if this is the information we have, so what do? We are going to write as follows. 28 times 68, this is the same as 28 times, now instead of writing 68, we write in the brackets 67 plus 1. See that? Cool, yeah? Alright, 67 plus 1, that equals 68. Okay, so we are not far away from the question. Now, what we do from here, take 28, multiply by 67, and the same number 28, multiply by 1. Okay, so I mean this. Take 28, multiply by 67, then plus 28 multiplied by 1. But remember what it is? 28 times 67 is here. So 28 times 67 equals to 1876. So in place of these 28 times 67, we write 1876. Okay, plus, what is 28 times 1? 28 times 1 is 28. See that? Okay, now, what is 1876 plus 28? 1876 plus 28. What is the answer? 6 plus 8 is 14, carry 1. 7 plus 2 is 9, add 1 is 10, carry 1. 1 plus 8 is 9. And therefore, the answer is 1904. This is the answer. Now, suppose we use a calculator. Are we going to get the same answer? Let us do it. Okay? 28 times 68. The answer? 1904. So, the information which was given is correct. Okay. Use this fact to work out A, 28 times 68, we got that. Okay, now let us use the fact. Okay, where is the fact? Let me copy the fact over here. 28 times 67, this is the fact. 28 times 67 equals to 1876. Okay, 28, this is the fact. This is the fact. The fact is 28 times 67 equals to 1876. This is the fact. Okay? Let me check if I took it correct. Yes. The fact is correct. 28 times 67 equals to 1876. Okay. Now, how do we do 14 times 67? Okay, let us try to do comparison. We have 28 here, but the question is having 14. Okay, and we have 67 over here, and we have 67. So they are all correct except here. Okay, so what do? We know for sure that 28 times 67, the answer is 176. Okay? Now, how can you make 14 out of 28? What we do, we take 28, divide by 2. Now, when you divide by 2 on this side, you also have to divide by 2. So by 2, 1, by 2, 14. Can you see that? So this will be 14 times 67. Okay. 14 times 67, this is the question. Now, what is 14 times 67? You need to take this number, divide by 2. To save time, you can use a calculator to do that. What is 1876 divided by 2? See that? You are going to get 938. Now, do you know what it means? It means that 14 times 67, the answer is 938. See that? Now let us take a calculator and use the calculator to check if our answer is correct. Do 14 multiplied by 67. What is the answer? The answer is still 938. Right? All right, let's go to the next question here. Work out the temperature after each of these changes. The temperature starts at 6 degrees centigrade and it falls by 13 degrees centigrade. So what is the answer? Okay, so what we do, take use of a number line. Take use of a number line. Okay, draw a number line over here, and then the temperature starts at 6 degrees centigrade and then it falls by 13 degrees centigrade. Okay, so the temperature is here, for example, 6 degrees centigrade, and then it falls. Falls means decreases. Now, to decrease on the number line, that means move on your left hand side. But we have to move to our left hand side. How many units? We have to move 13 steps. Okay, so move 13 steps from 6 degrees. Okay, now how did I know that we have to move 13 steps? It is because the question says the temperature starts at 6 degrees and it falls by 13 degrees. So this number is the number of steps we have to move from here going to the left hand side. So let us move 13 steps from 6 degrees. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 more steps. 1, 2, 3. Stop here. Okay, now let us count numbers from 6. From 6, go down, that is 5. Go down, that is 4. Go down, that is 3. Go down, that is 2. Go down, this is 1. Go down, this is 0. Go down, this is -1. Go down, this is -2. Go down, this is -3. Go down, this is -4. Go down, this is -5. Go down, this is -6. Go down, this is -7. See that? So what is the answer? The answer will be -7 degrees centigrade. See that? I hope that helps. Then let us move on to the next question. The next question says the temperature starts at -2. The temperature starts at -2 degrees and it falls by. See, the temperature is falling. So let us try to make a number line. Make a number line over here. Okay, now this time the temperature is here, -2 degrees centigrade, and then it is falling. The temperature is falling, so we have to move from here. Is falling by 8 degrees. So by 8 degrees means 8. How many steps have you got? You have to go 8 steps. 8 steps from where? 8 steps from -2. So move 8 steps from here. Why should we go to the left and not to the right? It is because the temperature is falling. If the temperature was rising, then we could have gone to the left. We could have gone to the right hand side. Now, because the temperature is falling, we have to go from -2 going to the left hand side. So from here, 8 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps. Stop here and find out which number should be put here. Okay, how do we know that number? Start from -2, go down. This will be -3. Go down. This will be -4. Go down. -5. Go down. -6. Go down. -7. Go down. -8. Go down. -9. Go down. negative 10. So the temperature starts at negative 2 degrees and it falls by 8 degrees centigrade. What is the new temperature? The new temperature, we got negative 10 degrees centigrade. I hope that helps. So those are the new temperatures after those changes. Okay, so let's go to the next question. The next question is over here. Here is a list of numbers. Okay, let's take a good look of this list of numbers. We have 6, we have 10, we have 19, we have 25, we have 35, we have 40, we have 45. Okay, what is the question? From the list, write down a multiple of 12. Okay. A multiple of 12, that means a number which is equal to 12 or higher than 12, but such a number should be divisible by 12. Okay, let's see, is 6 higher than 12? No. Is 10 higher than 12? No. Is 19 higher than 12? Yes. But is 19 divisible by 12? The answer is no. 25, is 25 higher than 12? Yes. But is 25 divisible by 12? No. 35, is it higher than 12? Yes. Is it divisible by 12? No. 40 is higher than 12? Yes. But is it divisible by 12? No. 48, is it higher than 12? Yes. But is it divisible by 12? Yes. So from the list, write down a multiple of 12. So 48 is a multiple of 12. I hope that helps. I hope that helps. Then let us go to the next question. The next question says, from that list, can you pick up a prime number? Okay, a prime number, by definition we say a prime number is any number except 1, but such a number should be divisible by 1 and also it should be divisible by 2. So it should be divisible by itself. I should repeat there. We say a prime number is any number which is divisible by 1 and also it should be divisible by itself. But remember, 1 is not a prime number. So if you had 1 in a list, then 1 should not be picked as a prime number. Okay. Now what are the prime numbers? 6, no. 10, not a prime number. 19, yes. Why? Because 19 has only 2 factors. 19 is divisible by 1 and also 19 is divisible by itself. 25, no. 35, no. 40, no. 48, no. So a prime number is 19. Why 19? Because it has only 2 factors. It is divisible by 1 and also it is divisible by itself. So a prime number is any number which has only 2 factors. I hope that helps. Then let's go to the next question. A square number. Oh, I taught you square numbers. Okay. What is a square number? All right. Is 6 a square number? 6 is not a square number because we don't have any number which multiplied by itself gives you 6. Okay. Is 6 is not a square number. Is 10 a square number? No, because we don't have a number which when multiplied by itself gives you 10. So 10 is not a square number. 19 is not a square number. But 25 is a square number. Why 25 is a square number? Because there exists a number which when multiplied by itself gives you 25. That number is 5 times 5. This gives you 25. So 25 is a square number. So here you write a square number is 25. 35 not a square number. 40 is not a square number. 48 is also not a square number. Alright, let us see this calculation here. Complete the missing digits in this subtraction. Okay, let us do subtraction over here. There is a minus sign here. So 3 minus 9 3 minus 9 is not possible, so take 1 from 3. This becomes 2. This becomes 13. 13 minus 9, the answer is 4. Okay. 2 minus which number equals 9? So you have to take 1 from 2. Here remains 1, and this number becomes 12. Now do some simple calculation. 12, this number here minus unknown, but that equals to 9. That should be equal to 9. Now 12 minus which number equals to 9? So that will be 12 minus 3. 12 minus 3 equals to 9. So the number here will be equal to 12. 12 minus which number equals to 9? So 12 minus 3. Okay. So far so good. We have 1 minus 4 equals to 7. So we have to take 1 from a certain number here and put it over here. Now the number becomes 11. 11 minus 4, that is 7. So what is the number missing over here? And this number should be okay. Which number here? Minus 1. Which number should be put here so that when you minus with 1, the answer should be 2. So that number is 2 plus 1, because negative 1 has to come here and it will be addition sign, so that number will be equal to 3. But remember, we took 1 from here, we took 1 from this number, so this number should be a 4. See, this number should be a 4. Now let us see if our answers are correct. Let us see if our answers are correct. Here we have filled 4. Here it was 2 point, here it was 3, here it was 3, minus, here is 14 point, here we got 3, here we got 9, and the answer here we got 4, here is 9.72. Let us see if this will work. Okay, minus, okay, 13 minus 9, 13 minus 9, 13 minus 9, that is 4. Here remains 2. 2 minus 3 is not possible. Take away here. Here remains 1. So 12 minus 3 is 9. Okay, 1 minus 4 is not possible. Take 1 from here. This remains 3. This becomes 11. 11 minus 4, that will be 7. 3 minus 1. So our answer is correct. So the missing number over here, the missing number over here will be 4, here will be 3, and here will be 4. I hope that helps. Then you can go to the next page. The next page is here. This is the next page. Okay, pull out that. Work out 2.05 times 1000. Remember what we discussed. Ignore the decimal point. Keep it like this. Then multiply by 1000. Just keep the 3 zeros over here. Then count how many decimal places do you have here. You have 2 decimal places. So count 2 numbers from your right hand side, and this will count the 2 numbers where decimal point will be here. So these zeros will go, and the answer remains 2050. This is your answer. So the answer here will be 2050. Okay, write the missing number in the box. 4.6 divided by a certain number. I said the missing number, put a letter, and then proceed. So this will be 4.6 divided by 4.6 divided by x equal to 0.046. Okay, set that as a fraction. This will be 4.6 divided by x. That will be equal to 0.046. Okay, this is a fraction. Also keep this over 1, then cross multiply. Okay, now what will be the result? x times 0.6, x times 0.046 will be equal to 4.6 times 1, 4.6 times 1. Okay, so x times a number will be that number x, 0.46x. And any number times 1 equals that number. See that? So I'm looking for how much x is. Be careful. I'm looking for how much this x will be. So I divide by 0.046, divide by 0.046. This will cancel, so that will be x equals to 4.6 divided by 0.046. Okay. Now we have done plenty of these questions. You have in the numerator you have 1 decimal place, and in the denominator you have 3 decimal places. So multiply by 1,000 over here, and multiply by 1,000 over there. What will be the value of x? Let us see. 4.6 times 1,000. Ignore the decimal point. Then put the 6 over there. I mean the 4 6 over there. Put the 3 zeros over here. Ignore the decimal point, keep the zeros over there, so the number becomes 0046, 1,000 becomes 3 zeros next to each other. We have 1 decimal place in the numerator, so you put a decimal point, you count 1 number from the right hand side. You have 3 decimal places in the denominator, so count 3 numbers from the right, 1, 2, 3. So this can cancel, and also cancel that. Cancel that, so that will be the value of x. This will be 4,600 divided by 46. You see that? What is the value of x? By 46, this is 1. By 46, this is 100. See that? So 4,600 divided by 46, the answer is 100. So what is the value of x? The value of x here is 100. The value of x here is 100. And you can use a calculator to check if your answer is correct. Do 4.6 divided by 100. See what you get. You get 0.046. So the missing number over here is 100. I think that helps. Then we go to this one here, this question here. To avoid confusion, let us delete this. Okay. Now, calculate 3 minus 5. 3 minus, and then in brackets we have 5 minus 4. Plus 2 times 4. Okay, remember what we said? This is where we need the BODMAS. How did I know that we need BODMAS? Because we have brackets and we have more than 2 signs. We have minus here, we have addition here, we have multiplication over here. So when you have a combination, of more than 2 operations, then that is when we go for BODMAS. Even when you have 2 operations, but still we need BODMAS. Okay, now brackets to be off. We have brackets here, 5 minus 4 is equals 1. All right, let us clear this. 3 minus 5 minus 4 is 1. So we write like that, plus 2 times 4. So the brackets are off. Then after brackets, BODMAS. Let me check. Brackets are off, so we are done. Do we have division? No, we don't have division. Do we have multiplication? Yes. So do positive 2 times positive 4. See that? This would be 3 minus 1. But positive 2 times positive 2 times positive 4, that is positive 8. I should repeat here. Positive times positive, the answer is positive. 2 times 4, the answer is 8. Okay, multiplication is done. Then do we have addition? Yes, we have addition, but be careful. This is negative 1 plus 8. Negative 1 plus 8. Switch these numbers. That becomes 8 minus 1. 8 minus 1. The answer is 7. And this is positive 7. So this will be 3. Negative 1 plus 8, we got positive 7. See that? Lastly, after addition, do we have subtraction? No, we don't have subtraction, so the answer will be 3 plus 7. The answer is 10. So here the answer is 10. All right. Draw a ring around each number. Draw a ring around each number that divides exactly into 120. Okay. Draw a ring around each number that divides exactly into 120. That means we have to look for the factors of 120. Okay. Now, is 3 a factor of 120? That means, is 120 divisible by 3? Yes. 120 is divisible by 3. Now we are supposed to put a ring. So we have to ring this. How about 8? Is 8 a factor of 120? 120 divided by 8. Is it divisible by 8? 1 by 8. This would be 1. Yes, it will be 15 over there. So 8 is a factor. Is 9 a factor of 120? No. Is 10 a factor of 120? Yes, let us check 120 by 10. The answer is 12. So 10 is a factor of 120. How about 100? 100, is it a factor of 120? Let us see. 12 divided by 10. No, you get a decimal. You get 1.2. So this is not. Okay, so what are the factors of 120? The factors of 120 are: put a ring around 3, put a ring around 8, put a ring around 10. And that is the final answer. Right. There is another question on temperature. The table shows the midday temperature in degrees centigrade for 1 week. The question is, the data is the temperature on Monday was -3, the temperature on Tuesday was 0, the temperature on Wednesday was 4, and so on and so on. But the temperature on Sunday is missing. Now, how do we get the temperature on Sunday? The temperature on Sunday was 3 degrees colder than the temperature on Saturday. Complete the table. Okay, so what do? We pick up the number line, put it over here, and then the question says the temperature on Sunday was 3 degrees centigrade colder than the temperature on Saturday. Let us first check the temperature on Saturday was 2 degrees centigrade. Okay, the temperature on Saturday was 2 degrees centigrade. Now, 3 degrees colder than means the temperature colder than. That means the temperature is falling. The temperature is falling. Now, by how much? The temperature on Sunday was 3 degrees centigrade colder than the temperature on Saturday. So that means from 2 degrees centigrade you have to move 3 steps to your left hand side. So from here, move 3 steps. 1, 2, 3 steps. Stop here. Now, from 2 degrees centigrade, drop down. This is 1 degree centigrade. Drop down. This is 0 degrees centigrade. Drop down. This is -1 degree centigrade. So, what is the temperature on Saturday? The temperature on Saturday, the temperature on Sunday was okay. What was the temperature on Sunday? The temperature on Sunday was, we got this. was -1 degree centigrade. So -1 degree centigrade. I hope that helps. Write down the difference between the temperature on Monday and Wednesday. You can still use a number line. Put the temperatures here. See that? And okay, 1 minute. All right, write down the difference between the temperature on Monday, the temperature on Monday. Write down the difference between the temperatures on Monday and the temperature on Wednesday. Okay, the temperature on Monday is -3. The temperature on Monday is -3. And the temperature on Monday, -3, and the temperature on Wednesday is 4. Is 4. Okay, so what is the difference between them? What is the difference between them? Okay, let us check. How many steps is -3 away from 4? How many steps? Okay, let us count the steps. Okay, we have -3, we have 4 here. So if this is -3, go down, this is -2, go down, this is -1, go down, this is 0, go down, this is 1, go down, this is 2, go down, this is 3, go down, that is 4. Oh, sorry, I was supposed to say go up. From -3, go up, that is -2, go up, that is -1, go up, that is 0, go up, that is 1, go up, that is 2, go up, that is 3, go up, that is 4. Right? That is the very best correction. So now we have to write down the difference between the temperatures on Monday and Wednesday. Okay, so count how many steps are there from -3 until +4. Count how many steps are there between -3 and 4. So how many steps are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 steps. So what is the answer here? The answer is 7 degrees centigrade. Now, do you know the meaning of saying that the difference between temperatures is 7 degrees centigrade? That means, remember, this is the temperature on Monday, this is the temperature on Monday, and this is the temperature on Wednesday. See that? This is the temperature. Now, when you say the difference is 7 degrees centigrade, what does it mean? It means that the temperature, on Monday, that means this temperature here is 7 degrees centigrade colder than that of Wednesday. Colder than that of Wednesday. That is what it means. And the vice versa is true. If you say the difference between the temperature on Monday and the temperature on Wednesday, if you say the difference is 7 degrees centigrade, what does it mean? You can also say the temperature on Wednesday is 7 degrees centigrade warmer than. So you can also say, let me try to read this and give you the alternative sentence. So here we mean, when we say the difference between the temperature on Monday and that of Wednesday, the difference is 7 degrees. That means the temperature on Wednesday, is 7 degrees centigrade warmer than that of Monday. See that? That is what it means. That is what it means by saying the difference between temperatures is 7 degrees. This is what it means. Okay, now we have another question here. At midday on Friday, the temperature was -2 degrees centigrade. Later, the temperature was 3 degrees centigrade. Find the increase in temperature. Okay. At midday on Friday, the temperature was -2 degrees centigrade. Later on, the temperature was 3 degrees centigrade. Find the increase in temperature. Okay. So to visualize that, let us use the number line. Make a number line like so. And then, okay, at midday on Friday, the temperature was -2. So the temperature was -2 degrees centigrade, and then later on the temperature was 3 degrees centigrade. Now, later on the temperature was 3 degrees centigrade. Find the increase in temperature. Okay, we have -2, go up, -1, go up 0, go up 1, go up 2. See that? So the temperature was -2 degrees centigrade, then it went higher to 3 degrees centigrade. See that? At midday on Friday, the temperature was -2 degrees centigrade. So the temperature was -2, then it has gone higher to 3 degrees centigrade. Now the question is, how many steps has the temperature gone from -2 to +3? How many steps are there? So let us count the steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. See? So find the increase in temperature. So here we say the temperature has increased by, how many steps have we gone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the temperature has increased by 5 degrees centigrade. The answer. I hope that helps. You can pause the video and try to take notes. Okay. All right. Now let us do this question here. Complete these calculations. Okay. Complete these calculations. We have. Okay, let us complete these calculations. We have part A, 35 times 7, 35 times 17 equals to 17 times 5 times which number over here? Okay, if you take a good look, you have 17 and also you have 17 here. Okay, so these numbers are the same. Okay, now here you have 35, but here you have 5. Now 5 times which number? 5 times which number equals 35? That is the question. Okay, so remember what I said? Any number you don't know, treat it as a letter. So 5 times, say, y equals 35. 5 times which number equals 35? So this will be 5y equals 35, because 5 times y is 5y. So I'm looking for how much y is, so I have to divide by 5. Divide by 5, that will be equal to 35 divided by 5, that's 7. So here, the missing number, 35 times 17, is the same as 17 times 5 times 7. Why? Because 5 times 7 is 35. And the 17 is still the same over here. This is 17, this is 17. So the missing number is 5 times 7. I hope that is helping you How about this? 86 times 19. 86 times 19 equals to 86 times which number? Then minus 86 times 1. Okay. 86 is common. You have 86 here, you have 86 here. So what we're going to do, copy the left-hand side. The left-hand side is 86 times 19. That equals to, you see these two numbers? These two numbers are the same. So take out 86, and inside the brackets will be a missing number over here, minus 1. Let me write properly the bracket. See that? Okay. Now, outside the brackets here means multiplication sign. So this will mean 86 and 86 are the same numbers. So what is missing here? Okay. 19, put it over here. 19 equals to which number? Minus 1. In other words, which number minus 1 equals 19? Okay, can you figure out that? So we say 19 equals to which number minus 1? So that number is 20, because 20 minus 1 gives you 19. So the missing number over here is 20, because 20 minus 1 gives you 19. All right, let us finish up with this question. Put a ring around all the numbers that are exactly divisible by 9. Okay. Put a ring around all the numbers that are exactly divisible by 9. Okay. Take 3. Is 3 divisible by 9? Nope. It is giving me a decimal, 1 over 3. It's giving me, so 3 is not divisible by 9. Be careful here. Put a ring around all the numbers that are exactly divisible by 9. Okay, let us check 56. Is 56 divisible by 9? No. It is not divisible. Okay, come to 72. 72 divided by 9? Yes, the answer is 8. So put a ring. So this, we have to put a ring around 72. 93, no. 146 divided by 9, not possible. 198 divided by 9. Okay, by 9, this is 2. Yes, that will be 22. So 108 is divisible by 9. Okay, now let us see the numbers which we have put a ring. Okay, the numbers are 72 and 198. Okay, so we can stop here with this video. I hope that helps. Then see you next time. Bye bye for now.